Ladies and gentlemen, Elias Pettersson is back! Oh yes, the Vancouver Canucks have just defeated the Detroit Red Wings. It was a 3-2 1 p.m. game, and the Vancouver Canucks are now back in the playoffs. Again! We're in a playoff spot! This is weird, but it's so cool. And Elias Pettersson is back. He gets himself 2 points in this one. Brock Boeser gets 2 points in this one. Bo Horvat gets his first goal in a month. And Antoine Roussel is the ultimate dagger that sends the Detroit Red Wings out with an L. Now, I will give props. Detroit, that was a fantastic second period. Detroit, that was a fantastic start to the game. Detroit, you've got a great player in Thomas Vanek. I really wish he could be on the Canucks one day. Right? Anyways, let's actually go through what actually happened in this game. The Vancouver Canucks take this one 3-2, and overall, I don't know if I want to confidently say that the Canucks deserved the win. Because I think anybody watching that game would have seen it and been like, yeah, I mean, we got the goals that we wanted from the guys that we wanted to score them, but they weren't the best team by far throughout a good portion of this game. I think the Vancouver Canucks mostly played like 30 minutes of hockey because the start of the game was mostly slow for them. There were a lot of Detroit chances and opportunities that were steered away by Markstrom, who was really good in this game, by the way, but Elias Pettersson is the first one to get on the board here 10 minutes into the first period, and everybody is rejoicing because he is finally back, and he's on the board quickly. Brock Boeser gets the puck at the point, he rips it, it's tipped, Pettersson is back and with his 23rd on the year. Boeser gets his 16th assist, and this one had everybody freaking out because man, he's back, he's on the board, everything is good in Canuckland. But going over into the second period, though, oh boy, that was a bad second period, a really bad one. Franz Nielsen gets on the board, assisted by Vanek, and 6 minutes later, Vanek gets on the board. So, he was pretty good in this game, Vanek was, and it was kind of obvious to see, just watching him in the zone, moving around, setting guys up and passing things. His vision is still incredible. Thomas Vanek, obviously, I want to give props to him because it was his birthday yesterday, and he was the guy who, in my opinion, he really helped transition Boeser into a full-time NHL role. You could say, oh, the Sedins kind of did that. You could say that Horvat kind of did that. But in my opinion, it was Thomas Vanek who was the ultimate mentor in being able to allow Boeser to play his game and to flourish. I will always remember that Chicago Blackhawks game where Boeser got 4 points, Vanek got 5 points, and Gagne got 3. That was an incredible game. I remember Horvat was injured, so Gagne, Vanek, Boeser was the first line. The Sedins, I don't know what they were doing, but like, Vanek was pretty good in this game, and it kind of did show throughout the entire way. But one thing I'd like to also note about the second period is the halfway point. Because at the halfway point, the 10-minute mark of the second and the halfway point of the game, the shots were 24-12 Detroit. And at this point, I was like, yeah, the Canucks are really letting off the gas pedal in this one. This second period is bad. And they ended things up down 2-1, and all the momentum was in the favor of the Red Wings. But going into the third period, the Vancouver Canucks got themselves more chances, they got themselves more shots on goal. Overall, the shots, they ended up finishing 37-31 for Detroit. So what was a 12-shot gap earlier in the game, the Vancouver Canucks evened it out to a 6-shot gap, which is pretty good. I mean, I'll give them credit, they did turn things up a little bit in the third. I don't want to say it's because they're playing the worst team in the East, Detroit, and they let off the gas pedal, or the Vancouver Canucks stepped on the gas pedal, but the result is more or less the same. Bo Horvat starts things off here in the third period. Right away before the play started, I was like, whoa, we have a Pettersson, Boeser, and Horvat line in 5-on-5 play? This is crazy, because the Canucks, they just got off of a power play, it looked really good, Bernier made some good saves, but they send out that Boeser, Petey, Brock line, which we've never seen before. And Horvat wins the faceoff, draws it back over. Boeser is there. He rips a shot, but it's blocked by Pettersson, and the puck is loose in the very high slot near the hash marks. Horvat, he sees it. He's tangled up. He rotates himself and sweeps it on net, and Bernier gives up just a terrible goal. He wasn't down there on the butterfly quickly enough. The puck was right there, and he saw it come towards him, and it just slipped right through 5-hole. Honestly, I think maybe 7 out of 10 times the goaltender stops that, but that just wasn't a good goal for the goalie to let in. Regardless, though, I like it because, you know, Bo Horvat gets himself his first goal in a month, and Elias Pettersson with his second point of the game, Boeser with his second point of the game, and everything is looking good because it's all tied up and the Canucks have the momentum. And then they take a penalty. It's Antoine Roussel, he high sticks Bertuzzi, I believe, and he goes to the box. They kill it off, and when the penalty is killed off, Roussel comes right out and he's got a breakaway, and he tries to shoot it, but it's a rolling puck, and he doesn't really get all of it, and he flicks it on net, and it's really weak, and it's saved. Roussel looks disappointed, but just a few minutes later, the Vancouver Canucks are doing their thing. They're rotating, they're cycling it in the Detroit zone, which they did a lot of in the third period. They're cycling it, Stetcher's over there, he takes a shot, it's up high, it falls all the way back to the very, very high slot near the blue line. Virtanen is there, he rips it, and Roussel tips it in. And Roussel with the fist bump, he drives the knee down, he lifts it up, and he's sullying like crazy because Antoine Roussel, he sellies amazingly, let's just say that. His celebrations are always on point, very hype, and he's got himself his 5th on the year and the eventual game-winning goal. Vancouver takes this one 3-2. Detroit, you guys played fantastically to start things off and in the second period, but ultimately the longevity of the Vancouver Canucks kind of showed itself up a little bit more here, and I'm not going to say that this game was flawless, it obviously wasn't, but Markstrom, he was good, Bernier, he was very good as well, but overall, the Vancouver Canucks just need to find ways to stay in the game throughout the entire 60 minutes. You can't expect to win every game when you're only playing half of the game, and maybe they only won because they're playing Detroit, but it's kind of obvious that that kind of play style is not going to carry over against a lot of other NHL teams. At the same time, though, you could bring up the argument that, hey, the Canucks are not supposed to be good right now, and to that I say, yeah, but they kinda are. They're literally in a playoff spot, which means that this team has something to prove. Not that I'm saying that I'm for team playoffs, not that I'm saying that I'm for team tank, I'd honestly be okay either way at this point, but either one would not hurt me on the inside, because whatever happens, whether we get a high draft pick or whether we get a playoff spot, I'm just going to be along for the ride, witnessing it, observing it, and documenting it here on YouTube, I guess, because that's what I've kind of always been doing for the past year and a half now. But overall, the Vancouver Canucks take this one. We are back in the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. We have 52 points on the year. We beat out Minnesota and Anaheim, who are tied at 51 points. We're in the playoffs. Jesus, we're tied for Dallas in the wild card. Obviously, Dallas is ahead of us. They have the first wild card spot because they have one game in hand. But the Anaheim Ducks, they lost today, and because of that, they got eliminated from the playoffs. In terms of the other teams, Minnesota is not playing tonight. They are playing on the 21st, tomorrow, against Vegas. And with that, they might have a chance to overtake both the Canucks and the Dallas Stars. But, you know, we'll see what happens. In terms of the Canucks, though, this is good because now on our homestand, we've gotten points in every single game, which is very much needed if you're looking to make the playoffs. It's very much detested if you're looking for Team Tank. So obviously I'm acknowledging both points of view here, but it's just fun. Pettersson is back, 2 points, Boeser got 2 points, Bo Horvat got a goal, and we won. We won, and we're in the playoffs. Man, that's amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed this Literature Plus and Extra Gaming, and bye.